Hi, guys. Hope you're doing well today. It's Fred and Sheila with Hatfield, McCoy Museum Adventures and Fred and Sheila Investigates. Thank you all. What we're doing now, we're going to show this video, but I don't know if it's going to be on Fred's page or this page or both. So
Never know.
we'll wait and see.
Never can tell. Guys, thanks for joining us. We have had an interesting week. Our Facebook's been hacked.
Oh my
Our
goodness.
email been hacked. This is not something just a regular person, I don't believe, could do. I think it takes more than just a regular person to do some of these things. We've since added extra security and extra
Took
different
extra
things and
precautions.
protections
Yeah.
and make it a little bit more difficult, or at least where a
Try
person
to.
can tell where it's coming from.
hmm
Not that we didn't expect. Anytime you
Right.
take on, when you take on a government institution or entity, along with everybody else, along with private individuals, guys, if it hurts your feelings that much to be corrected, then tell the truth. Do everything on the up and up as you can, and nobody will be looking at you. Nobody will be pointing that finger at you because you've done everything correctly. If it seems like we're pointing the finger, it's because the finger needs to be pointed. If we didn't have nothing to point the finger at, and we'd like to thank everybody out there.
hmm
This is not Fred and Sheila, all of it. There's other people that calls us, texts us, messages us.
Sends us stuff, whatever. Yeah.
We don't have this file. So when
Mhm.
you see the copies that we've posted in past videos of this report, so-called report, when you hear these videos, we're going a different route. Now people are starting to send us the audios. You know, in the beginning, on our one of our first videos that Sheila and I made, we said, guys, when something says not verbatim, try to go listen to the tape. Why do they only list 2 or 3 items? One item in some reports, just one. Buford did this. Buford said that. So
Mhm.
and so told us that her mother's uncle's niece's firstborn told them this. Not verbatim. Well, we need to see it verbatim because when you don't see something verbatim, you don't know if it was a leading question. You don't know if they told them the answer to the question as they were asking the question and then said, we don't know. That's what we were told. You tell us what you think. Oh, yeah. And in this video here, this audio, you're going to hear exactly some of the things that Sheila and I was telling you about way back, where it says not verbatim. What is the reason for not being verbatim? It's too easy to put on the computer, transcribe, print out the whole thing. What we're anxious to see is because we've got some tapes that people have sent us,
Right.
audios, but some of them also has nothing on them. Why? Why would there be audio tapes listed there and nothing on them? Could it be to throw a person off? Could it be to let people think there is an audio tape, but when you go listen to it, could it be the person just didn't copy it right? We don't know. We're not going to speculate there.
That's right.
We'll know before it's over with. We'll know before it's over with. The one we're going to play today is Shirley, not Shirley, but
Tammy or
Smith. It's by Smith. We'll hear their names as they introduce themselves. You're going to hear it just as we do. We've only heard a smidget of it. And we said, well, let's go ahead. And since the computer's back up and everything's running, we'll go ahead and make
Mhm.
a video on it. It may be 2 parts, 3 parts, 9 parts. I doubt it'd be that long, but we're not going to get in no hurry.
No.
Now, sometimes people says, well, you all go on forever. You don't have to watch, guys, especially if it's on my channel. My channel is basically for people that's really into the Buford Pusser case and wanting to see it and hear about it. Buford Pusser case, as they have said on Sheila's channel to her, and messages and comments, and get off the Buford Pusser case, get on something else. Get some modern news, get some. So our videos are never going to please everybody.
Right.
Our videos, the videos that Sheila and I hope to make one day, is where we're out running around camping or van lifing it, traveling, and making those kinds of videos. Wait, guys, I believe they're here now. Sheila's going to start this video, and as we always do, we'll be stopping and starting. So listen for yourself, see what you can catch, see if you catch something before we do, see if it draws your attention to it. You was wanting to say something.
We tried to take all the noise out of the background and stuff, so some of it might be a little bit hard to hear. So we did the
text.
Yes, thank you. Speech to text, closed captions.
Yeah, closed captions.
So that you all can read it, but some of it doesn't pop up, so you just kind of have to listen. But
and again,
did the best we could.
We haven't listened to the whole thing. We listened to a little bit, and we said, "Hey, let's just make a video and let the people hear it. Let them decide for themselves." You know, guys, we so I don't have to stop submit much. We made comments, or I've made comments on Mr. Roush, on Mr. Davison, on Dr. Revelle, on some of these so-called experts. I've commented. I'm not bashful in saying that, because the comments that I've had is where there was truth with proof, where I could prove that what they were saying was not truth. I believe you're going to hear another one today. At least one, maybe two. Today is going to be a Michael Parsons, Detective Michael Parsons. You know, in the beginning, I made these comments and I said, I'm hoping, and I always go back to this, but myself, my detective, and my partner, Detective Hatfield, turned in a corrupt sheriff along with 4 other sheriffs and judges, prosecutor, and different people. Some of them panned out. Some of them were too high up, too much power, too much clout. But I've always said, hopefully one of these investigators will one day come forward, either that works for Mr. Davison or that works for Mr. Roush, and come out and spill the beans and tell how we got to where we're at with the Buford Pusser case. I was wrong. It may be more apt that Mr. Davison or Mr. Roush comes out, because it may have come down to their investigator or investigators before it's over with on the direction that this case went. It may come out that nobody ever comes out. They may all be in this together. It may not be just one particular person or 2 particular people. It may be a conglomerate, as far as everybody was in agreement in the direction that they were headed. And the direction that they were headed was in the Buford Pusser fame, fortune, and name notoriety direction. Let's let you start the video, and let's go from there and see what you guys think.
Again, it's just an audio, though.
Just the audio, guys.
So
watch your screen. You'll be able to see it.
Jamie Glass Johnson. Great photo. I'm Mike Horton. That's good. Great photo. I'm Mike Horton. I know who you are. I'm great photo. This is the house. Yes. Mike Horton. Y'all make yourselves home. Pull you up a chair. Hey, there. Y'all want to sit on this side with the cushion? I can't. Yeah, you come on over here. I can get over. I'll swap places with you. I'm short. Y'all have a seat over there. Sometimes hiding in plain sight. And
if my hearing aid starts whistling,
oh, you.
They are meeting at the Starbucks in Corinth, Mississippi. That's where they're at. They're in a public restaurant. So you're going to hear background noise sometimes.
Yeah.
Sheila's cut a lot of it out. It was worse than this, but that's why you're getting mumble jumble. In a minute, you'll hear all four of them talking at the same time. At some point, it clears up. You'll be
Yeah.
able to hear a lot better.
Yeah, that's why he said it's better hiding in plain sight or whatever.
Hiding
he's
in
talking
plain
about.
sight. They're
Mhm.
meeting in public.
Okay, here we go.
Just-
Whistles all the way here.
Just so y'all know who we are.
Credentials.
We just wanted y'all to see that we are who we say we are. And
The reason mine are like this,
I know.
I'm retiring in 30 days.
I remember.
Derek,
Took mine again.
Okay.
You know my son,
So,
Ron Schnabel?
Put them in a
it's frozen.
Yeah.
We're roughly the same
They're
age.
laid out, not in.
You know, I went to Alcorn Central.
Okay.
He went to Corinth, but you know, we were all back then.
Right. See, I grew up with Loretta.
Okay.
My neighbor,
It's wonderful.
neighbor on
Yeah.
32.
Yep.
I've never retired in my life. I don't know what they
Really?
I've always
Yeah.
worked.
I spent a lot of time up Loretta's
And
and
I've been born.
Floyd Lee's, all their, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of memories. I
Oh, yeah.
don't know if you know my mom, Sheila Parsons.
Now, why?
She was Sheila Johnson. That's her
Okay,
maiden
I
name.
do. I do. When you said Johnson.
And then, you know, her sister's Pat Fowler and Harold Fowler and
Mhm.
Railroad. Yep. And then my dad was Jim Ross Parsons. He's been dead since 92. But my uncle's Larry Ross, Gary Ross, my cousins. And so I'm on the Ross Parsons side and the Crazy Johnsons from Tishomingo County. So
Oh,
Now, guys, my question here would be, he's told who he is. This is one of the detectives. This is Michael Parsons. He says he's on the Crazy Johnson side from Tishomingo, Mississippi, I guess it is.
Tish, yeah.
Crazy Johnson side. Now, we asked this question way back in one of our first videos. Did Mr. Roush, Mr. Davison, now Mr. Parsons, because it seems Mr. Parsons may even be more apt to have, I don't know, for lack of a better, I'm trying to watch my wording, but
Right.
it seems like Mr. Parsons, he's from that area.
Mm-hmm.
His family's from Corinth, Mississippi. His family's from that part of the area.
Right.
Now, our question is, he just labeled half his family, the Johnson side, as crazies.
Yeah.
The crazies,
Mm-hmm.
how crazy are they? Did he just mean that in a minute way?
Figuratively,
Huh?
just figuratively, just
Yeah.
joking, whatever.
Just figuratively? Just,
Mm.
or did he mean that as maybe on the wrong side of the law at some point? Crazy Johnsons? Let's go ahead. I'm going to pick up here. I think she said something else.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
oh.
Oh, bless you.
So I don't know Harry.
I get it on both sides.
My ex-husband was a crazy Johnson.
I'm sure it's probably the same bunch. So,
So where you?
They wanted us to see it.
yeah.
Where you?
She said her ex-husband. Guys, I believe the last name for her is Johnson also.
Yes, that's what it sounded like it said.
So her and him may very well even be related.
Yeah.
She said her husband was a crazy Johnson. I think's what she said. And he said, well, we may be related or maybe the same bunch, he said.
Mhm.
That's our question. Same bunch that's got hard feelings toward Buford as Hathcock's and these ladies, this lady's aunt or this lady's mother. These are the two ladies that was in the report talking about their mother, one of them's mother and one of them's aunt, hearing they were out in the parking lot smoking at 4 o'clock in the morning when two vehicles pulled in, Pauline and Buford. They'll tell you in their own words, but two, they wasn't even riding together. They was in two different vehicles that morning. Nobody's ever mentioned this other vehicle, what happened to it after the ambush.
Hmm.
But she talks about her aunt, Shirley Jr. Smith's wife, been out in the parking lot smoking. Shirley Smith brags on Buford Pusser like crazy in a video with Eddie Bonds,
Yeah.
brags on him. Everybody we've talked to said they never, Shirley or Junior never had anything bad to say about Buford Pusser went to his festival, went to the restaurant.
In fact, he said Mr. Pusser was always good to him.
Yeah.
He said he was always good to us.
And Shirley
so,
said he just liked things done his way.
Yeah.
But never said nothing bad about Buford. But now, down the road, 50 years later, come up and says, oh, they said this and they said that. Let's go ahead with the video. But the thing is here is pointing out that this detective here is from the Crazy Johnsons. My question would be, how crazy were they? Guys, you guys that's from Corinth, when you see these names or recognize these names, is it names that you can go to the clerk's office and research and see if there's a criminal history, if there's anything dealing that somebody would have a bad taste in their mouth for Buford Pusser, or did they ever cross over into McNairy County, Tennessee on the state line there?
Would there be a connection between them and Mr. Pusser?
Yeah, that's what thank you, babe.
Okay.
Yeah, is there,
Interesting.
you guys do your own research. We know you're out there. We hear from you and some great researchers out there. See what you can find out. You know, if we can point this finger at Buford, we can point the finger at anybody. Let's check everybody out. Let's check everybody. Go ahead.
Where are you from?
Lexington,
Thank you.
Tennessee. Yeah.
Y'all not working on the boy that's missing, or you?
Which one? Which one?
That's-
We've got so many of them. We're on Sebastian.
She asked if they was working on the case with the boy missing. He said, which one? We have so many of them. Well, they're not working on them right now because right now they're meeting, two detectives are meeting two women at a coffee shop to talk about a 58-year-old case. A 58-year-old case. So we know as of right now in that restaurant, they're not concerned about Sebastian Rogers or Summer Wells or any of these other ones we're not familiar with, but he said there's many of them. That was his words. Go ahead, Punk, unless you got something.
We're still working the Summer Wells girl from Johnson City, Hawkins County. I don't know if you've seen that one.
That thing from that.
Matter of fact, they were texting, but we got a meeting this afternoon. We've had some developments. We're all over. I mean,
Y'all work Caleb? No, that's in Texas.
yeah.
Now, what's the boy's name that they found, that was at Luke's bar?
Oh, yeah. And that happened right in the city of Nashville.
That just tore me up.
Yeah. That's sad. Maybe the bars will change up there on that because, people just come in and get hammered.
You know what
and
we're talking about?
But if you've seen it in the news, we've probably worked on it. But we're primarily out of Jackson, Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we go all over. So it happens between the Mississippi River and the Tennessee River. We're involved here. So I'm losing my partner here at the end of the month. He's retiring. We have mandatory retirement at 60.
Retired. You should come out of retirement for this.
Well, I'm finishing this. We're going to finish.
All right, I got to turn my hearing aids down. I'm hearing their conversation. Y'all
Y'all probably heard another famous case that we've worked on, the Holly Bobo case.
What a way to retire on. What a case to retire on. Last case I ever worked was Buford Pusser. Yeah, we hung him. He's guilty. But not only that, I was thinking when he was talking about this is my last case, I'm retiring. And then the next thing Mr. or Detective Parsons mentions is, yeah, another famous case. Famous. Remember Mr. Davison and Mr. Roush? Walking Tall. He did sequels. He did Johnson Guy, Rock Johnson. This guy here, next thing he mentions is, yeah, we worked the other famous case, and he mentions somebody's name. Famous. Go ahead, Punk. Just something stands out to me. May just be me.
Yes.
And then he's the main agent that worked on that. I helped out some.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a lot of taking years off our lives, these cases.
See and hear a lot of things, bad things.
But so yeah, I was looking at some Facebook stuff, and I was not creeping on y'all by any chance, but I saw that
Really?
you used to have. Do you live in?
I live in, I managed the hospital for right at 27 years.
Okay.
And so I chose to retire. I was a nurse practitioner.
Okay.
They're here's the end. And,
Now, guys, listen, if you don't care, listen to things real close. Very well, everything that these people are saying may be the truth as much as we've ever heard the truth in our life. But always listen to everything you hear. Now, she said, if the caption is right, she said she managed the hospital for 27 years. Managed the hospital for 27 years. Is that true? We don't know. We're not from there. But she says also that she's a nurse practitioner. Now, is she a nurse or is she a nurse practitioner? A nurse is a general nurse. A nurse practitioner is almost a doctor. They can do a lot of things that a regular nurse can't do. They can't do as much as a doctor unless they're working under a doctor's authority. But that would be things that if I was in that area or I was involved in this case that I would want to know. Was this person employed for 27 years at the hospital? Was she the administrator in charge of the hospital for 27 years? Was she actually a nurse practitioner? Or was she a regular RN? Or was she just a regular person that takes care of helps with, I don't know. There's all kinds of different titles in the medical field for people. And again, I have no reason to believe she's not everything she said she was, but it's good to always check things out and see. And that's why I posted videos. I try to proof with truth with proof, truth with proof. We'd like to see this if we're trusting people's reputations, if we're taking people at their word and people are saying that they hold these positions, then surely they're telling the truth. Surely they don't care about nobody researching and checking and verifying and confirming that they're who they say they are and that they've done what they say they've done. Because I made a mention in my last video with Mr. Roush, Mr. Davison, Dr. Ravel. If you'll tell a fib about one thing, you'll tell a fib about something else, and so on and so on. So you got to look for truth in people, because if people's not truthful with you one time, that means they may not be truthful with you the second or third or 20th. Just something I wanted to throw out there. Anybody that knows these people or knows where the hospital is, and you got to watch this caption here. This caption sometimes doesn't read things exactly like what they're hearing.
Say what it thinks it heard is what it'll put down, but it's not actually what it said.
We'll turn that heat down. You go ahead.
So here we go on this part.
I was going to retire, take one time with her, and my retirement lasted for about 2 weeks until somebody contacted me at a pharmacy. And wanted to know if I would open this clinic. I did that for a year. After I realized exactly how much money he was making, I decided not to put my own clinic for that money.
I got you. I wasn't trying to get too far in your business. I just saw Burnsville. That's where my mom lives. You know, it's where she's from.
No, I'm
with your mother on Facebook.
Yeah.
I just never remember going.
But yes, so I drove that trip a long time.
And guys, again, it doesn't hurt to check.
Mhm.
Did anybody have connections to somebody's mother, to somebody's father, to somebody's brother or sister?
Well, she just said she was friends with this man's mom, Mr. Parsons' mom, on Facebook.
And see, and that's, I was over there, but that's something good to, again, what is the relationships? Let's go on. Let's let them, you guys listen.
And Jessica sounds awful. Almost 70 hours. Jessica spent so much time with my mother. You know, she was like a second mother to Stacy was with her throughout whenever she wrote books. She used to do all the different things. We would literally work on my homework and then she would go to the typewriter and I would be getting the pages on
Really?
the typewriter and laying them flat.
So you did all the proof work for her?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was hard. It was difficult. You don't get the pages out of order. You don't have the pages.
Yeah, I saw that book. I would love if you ever had it. I'd love to.
Just like that one.
Oh, look at there.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot.
Love that book. Guys, you're going to find out one day, we may all be dead and gone, but one day you're going to find out that this Buford Pusser case, this Buford Pusser story, this Buford Pusser
Saga.
fame, fortune saga came from nothing more than books. Nothing more than books, Facebook, podcasters. It's where it came from. And some overzealous detectives, TBI directors, prosecutors looking for fame, fortune, and notoriety. That's my opinion. It will always be my opinion because it's not there. The evidence wasn't there 58 years ago. The evidence isn't there, sure isn't there now. They had a better chance of having evidence 58 years ago because they gathered up some shell casings and different things. Since then, the TBI has lost those. So there is no evidence, but let's go ahead.
She brought a book. It's not like she said, I have one here because he's like, oh,
Oh, really?
yeah. So he
Well, he
that's
said
why
he's-
he's heard of the book.
Yeah, well, I think he says he looked at it or read it or something, but we'll see.
What about that book?
Well, as a matter of fact, it was one of the first ones that was written actually brought him to prison.
Yeah.
So that was one thing I taught my healer. She took a lot of heat for some of the things that she said in there.
We're just a few minutes in to the video, and she's already mentioned Mike Elam.
Yeah.
Now, Mike Elam is the one that gave them, Mike Elam and Dennis Hathcock gave the detectives these names to go talk to. They have a story to tell. It's not their story. It's a story that they heard or was told to them or very well could have made up. You never know 58 years later. You just don't know. And that's why I'm saying always check out people's credibility to see, because if a person will tell a fib, they'll tell another one. Let's go ahead.
Because she basically said that Bivins was not the hero that everybody stated that he was. And
Her mother said that Buford was not the hero that everybody said that he was. Guys, this is not about being a hero. We don't care. Somebody else says in another video we was listening to that that movie wasn't correct. That didn't happen in that movie. This is not about a movie. Movies are make believe.
They're embellished to make it more interesting.
That's why they're called movies.
Mhm.
So you got to drop these movies. What does that have to do with Buford Pusser murdering his wife? What does her mother not liking Buford, or Buford wasn't the hero that he was portrayed to be? We're sure that he wasn't. That's called movies. I see all kinds of people on TV that's not heroes, but they're portrayed as heroes. Doesn't mean show us where he's a murderer. Not that he's not the hero they thought he was, but proof where he murdered his wife.
Right. I agree.
Okay.
so she took heat on social media from a lot of people.
Still is, yeah.
Yeah, believe it or not, Mike Elam was one of the first.
Mike Elam again. She mentioned something about Mike Elam again.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it you can't understand. I don't
Yeah.
want to act like we do or say something that's not said. I'd rather not say it at all. Is say something and it be incorrect. So
Right. Again, just watch the text because the text doesn't, sometimes some of the wording doesn't match. So
sure.
Until she told him, she said, you're an investigator. Look at the thing. Then let's talk again. And then my dad was
Stop it there. What's happening here in the background? The other guy's talking to the other lady and they're overriding each other.
Mhm.
That's what's happening.
Mhm.
In a few minutes, the other party be quiet and you can hear these two better.
Right.
Now, my dad was Tommy. I don't know for sure who she's talking about, Tommy,
Neither.
but evidently, well, let's let it play.
Okay.
Let's let them do
Tommy
it.
Bivins. My dad was a big man. He was 6'3". He weighed 240. You know, very close to the size of a beaver. And so she also brought that up to Mike. She said, so how do you miss a target that big?
So how did you miss a target? How did somebody miss a target as big as Buford? Because she said that her dad was a big guy and that her mother had brought it up. If I'm hearing this right, that her mother brought it up to Mike Elam. How did they miss a target as big as Buford Pusser is? How did they do that?
As big as
Guys,
he was, yeah.
we had an airplane land the other day on top of a car on the highway. Nobody on the plane was killed. Nobody in the car was killed.
Yeah.
How in the world could that have happened? We don't know. Just because something happens doesn't mean that there's not a reason for it. How about the good Lord? How about it's just not somebody's time to go?
Exactly.
We don't know how big somebody that big didn't get shot. Well, probably once he got shot in the jaw, he's probably went over in her lap. We don't know. We wasn't there no more than this lady or this detective was there. We can speculate all day long.
So they're kind of going on hearsay.
It's all hearsay
Yeah.
or made up. It may not even be hearsay, but the people's not here to say whether they told somebody or not. So they could be making it up. I did hear a little bit this while ago because let's let it go. You'll
Okay.
see what I'm saying. I'll point it out. But you'll talk about leading. You talk about leading somebody, you'll hear it.
Okay, ready?
But she could look around who weighs 120 pounds.
Magic bullet.
And because my mother was about that size.
Magic
My
Yeah.
mother was 5'2", weighed 120. So, you know, and after this investigation, one, he called my mother back and he said, Barbara, he said, I believe you're right. You know, and that's when he started his thinking. And about that time, was when my mother passed away.
We're so behind the curve timing wise of when this really things started breaking back off for us, because by the time that we really got heavily back involved in it, and I'm not, we believe we have solved it, but there's still a lot of people I would have liked to talk to personally, like your mom, your dad, others, like, you know, that are.
Ain't that the truth? Wouldn't you really like to talk to somebody? Wouldn't you? Really? Why didn't they talk to Warren Jones? If her mother and her aunt heard this or seen this, why didn't they talk to Warren Jones 58 years ago when they were alive? Wouldn't that have been the time a crime just happened? Wouldn't that be the time to talk to somebody? Of course, this detective here would have liked to talk to her mother if she was telling the truth, or if she even said what this lady says that she says. We don't know because she's dead, like Mike Elam. Everybody that Mike Elam can point their finger at, LaVon said this, but the daughter says, no, mom was home with us. This one says that. Mr. House says this. No, they misquoted me. They wrote, well,
Yeah.
we'll know about it because we're going to go listen to Mr. Howe's video or audio
Interview.
also.
Mm-hmm.
We'll know when we get through with these. Forget reading your reports, guys. Go look at your audios. Go listen to your audio tapes.
Now, this is interesting.
Because that's where you're going to get word for word, verbatim of what was said.
Mm-hmm.
He says he'd like to talk to her mom. Of course he would have. Warren Jones had the opportunity to talk to her mom. Or did he? Nobody contacted nobody. See, it's so easy after 67 and somebody's dead to make up a story. And it's especially easy 7 years later after Buford Pusser is dead to start with the stories. Now Pauline's dead, Buford's dead. Nobody's giving themselves up as the shooters. We can say whatever we want. Hey, let's get us a 1960s typewriter here, and let's just type it up as we go. We can change these reports. We can do all these different things.
Well, they had their chance to prosecute Mr. Pusser if they thought that he was guilty
Yeah.
when he was alive. They had that 7-year range
Yeah.
there. If they felt in the slightest that
Yeah.
he was guilty,
Yeah. At least
is
put them in
when
court.
they, yeah,
Indict them and put them in trial and see where it pans out.
right.
You know, they say, and I've mentioned it before, and I'm going to say it again, but they say, oh, the governor stepped in. Guys, the governor was a Democrat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Democrat governor wouldn't have stepped in. You'll hear them talk about Blanton. It was the governor, and he did some bad things. He did some bad things, but he wasn't governor until after Buford Pusser was dead in 1974. He didn't get in trouble till not in the 80s. How's that? But that's how you speak things into history, and that's how people that don't pay attention,
Mm-hmm.
you just think, oh yeah, he's tied in with the governor. Well, you got to put your dates together, guys. He's not tied in with the governor if the governor wasn't the governor before he died.
And if he was, why would he supposedly shoot
Exactly.
you himself
Well,
if he had that much pull?
even if you knew the governor, like I said, guys, I used to vote for a corrupt sheriff. My family was close to a corrupt sheriff. We didn't know. Who goes around saying, I take payoffs, I take bribes, I do this? Who does that? You know people by their reputation, and when you see them, and until you start working for them or you start seeing things up close, and then you get evidence, then you get tapes, you get photographs, that's how you prove your case. Not 58 years later with innuendos. Now, he just said, this is a detective.
Mm-hmm.
He just said, we think we've solved this case. Really? You think you've solved this case? All I can think of, all that comes to my mind after serving 40 years as a police officer and detective and police chief is, even though small town is the police chief, but the detectives, that was in larger counties. But all that comes to my mind is, you think you've solved this case and you can't find the physical evidence from the ambush? You think you've solved this case and you don't have the original case file that was missing and hasn't been seen since 1976. They're still looking for it in 1983. And if you'll listen or read the report, volume 1, table of contents, at least 18 places that I counted that they have been in every evidence locker, every TBI office, every closet, every building, every courthouse, trying to find the case file and the physical evidence. But he thinks they've solved this case. If you can solve a case on suspicions,
Hearsay,
on speculations, on hearsay, on rumors, you're talking to the right people, because that's all they talk to. I mentioned in the last video, where's PD Plunk's daughter? Where's Ricky Plunk's sister? Where's the interview they did with her where she can tell you that her mother was home, Levon was home with her and Ricky that night, the night before Pauline died? That's an eyewitness. She was there and knows that her mother was home, because it's like Kennedy getting shot. Where was you when President John F. Kennedy got shot? Where was you when the World Trade Centers blew up? Where was you when they hit Pearl Harbor? Where was you when anything big like that happened? Can you remember? If your mother's friend, the sheriff of the county, your dad's boss's wife, got killed, are you not going to remember the day before, the day of, the day after? You're going to remember, oh my Lord, Mom was home when this happened. I heard her and Dad talking about it. They didn't interview her, guys. She couldn't tell them nothing negative. They wanted to go with the story that Mike Elam had sold them, that Pauline was out drinking all night with Levon. Heard a gunshot. Go ahead, babe.
but the autopsy says all she had in her system was caffeine.
Autopsy says, and that's what we look for. Proof. Truth with proof. That's what you look for. No alcohol was in her system. They said she was bar hopping all night with Levon. Well, Levon's daughter says she was home with her and Ricky.
And she should be able to remember that. She was old enough to remember.
Oh, sure. They remember.
Sure.
Ricky remembers it. He was 11 years old. She was 13 or 14.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Pop.
Approximately, yeah.
That passed away. I'm just talking like in the recent
Right.
years. But there's enough information there. And believe it or not, y'all know there's still people out there that know, and they like yourselves, and they don't want to.
Yeah. I think
really
he
don't.
mentions one of them here after a while where he's talked to them, and even Dennis Hathcock is the one that sent them to talk to these two ladies. Dennis Hathcock, the man that followed the sheriff around the night before he was ambushed the next morning. The man that says he just got in and got to bed, got to sleep when he got a call that, oh, there's been an ambush. Just had got in. Yeah, there's plenty of people out there for you to have talked to. Had there not been a narrative to reach, they may have uncovered what really happened August the 12th of 1967. We'll never know. Not now.
They and it's like pulling teeth. It's like, so I worked a case years ago, unrelated, Hardin County. There's this bad drug dealer, and he got killed in a domestic. His wife, they did a snap showing him. The guy's name was Bad Egg Bogus, and her name was Shannon Bogus. They were in Hardin County. Shannon killed him in 2010 at a domestic. But this guy was so evil that like 10 years after that, when we went back and started trying to look back in it, people were still petrified to talk about it. And we're like, this guy's dead. He's been dead 10 years. And it took us forever to get them opened up. But when they opened up, they told us that's kind of what's happening now.
Right.
It's taking us some time to get people to talk. And again, like I told people on the phone.
Taking some time to get people to talk. Who's talking? Who's talking? They're all dead. They're all dead. Who's talking? Children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, uncles that didn't get along with Pauline. Mom and dad didn't have a bad thing to say about Buford Pusser. But an uncle comes up later on after hearing, and possibly even got some, he's in his 80s. Surely nobody would have persuaded him. Surely we're going to hear something here in a minute. Surely I can't wait to hear that tape. I'm hoping there's a tape. If somebody's got the tape, if we don't have that one yet, a gentleman sent us several of the recordings, but I don't remember seeing that one. But I'd like to see the tape of the interview with Mr. Mullins. What's his first name, Sheila?
Griffin.
Griffin.
Yeah.
Griffin Mullins. I can't wait to hear that interview and see how that goes. Was he led into thinking that Pauline was abused, or did he come out and tell the stories that he knew already? Or did he come out and tell stories that he had heard from Baldwin, Oakley Baldwin?
But
We'll get to the bottom of it.
Miss Pauline's parents didn't say anything about
No, they said they never seen nothing out of Buford. There was an interview in the newspaper there where they love Buford.
Yeah. So
and somebody had commented, is there anything that a mother, a child, a daughter wouldn't tell her mother, hey mom, me and Buford's having problems. Hey mom, this is happening, that's happening. Nothing. Never. He says he's glad people's coming forward. People's coming forward that says that their mom and their aunt was out in the middle of a parking lot of a honky tonk at 4 o'clock in the morning. And they seen Buford and Pauline pull up in two separate vehicles. There's never been two vehicles mentioned. They were always together. You'll hear it. Go ahead.
We've been wanting to come talk to you for months, but we still deal with stuff in Memphis that keeps us real busy.
Memphis Economic Manager.
And then Sebastian Rogers, they pulled us up there to go work on that, and Johnson City work on, so we're all over the place. But this case with Pauline, and I hesitate to say anyway, I don't really like to mention Buford as much as because it's about Pauline.
Who else says that, guys? Justice for Pauline. Oakley Baldwin, justice for Pauline, but daddy, mama's baby, daddy's maybe. Mike Elam, justice for Pauline, but I was told, I heard Pauline used to be a stripper. Who'd you hear it from, Mike? I don't remember where I heard it from. That means Mike made it up. So when people says things like that, it doesn't prove nothing. Justice for Pauline. He doesn't really want to talk about Buford. You should be talking about Buford. That's your suspect. You don't really want to say Buford's name. I said I wasn't going to do this, so let me calm down. Go ahead.
Right.
Her life mattered. And I've looked at the social media stuff, like when I'm the one that had Pauline exhumed. I had to go through that whole process.
And that's where it all came from. I've looked at the social media stuff. Guys, if you've ever seen a case that was worked out on social media, podcast, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, if you've ever seen a case in your life that was solved in their minds, some people are legends in their own minds. One of them's retiring. Another one says, now he's saying that he signed the documents and the papers to exhume Pauline.
He said he got it started.
He's the one done this, but I was looking at the court papers and stuff a while back. I could be wrong. Somebody's not telling the truth, because it looks like Mark Davison is the one that was behind that, the way I remember reading it or seeing the report. One of them's not telling the truth, because I think Mark Davison said he was responsible for that, or he signed the papers, or he done. Let's go ahead. We'll see.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Process. And I saw people say, why are they wasting money? Why are they the tax dollars? Why? They really care about tax dollars. Why don't they say something to their senator about how much money we're giving to Ukraine? If they really want to argue, when you talk about the minuscule amount of money that it really costs the state to have an exhumation, people are just going to bitch.
Yeah.
People are going to be. Well, talk about Ukraine. No comparison, guys. Apples and oranges. It don't matter. If you're wasting money, you're wasting money. If you're wasting $10 that you could have spent on a homeless person, a veteran, that's $10 a veteran could have had. But if you're spending 1 hour with two detectives here that could be spending an hour trying to find Sebastian Rogers or Summer Wells, that really means something. An hour here, an hour there. How many hours total? Dude, guys, if you don't care, look in your report towards the back and see how many hours these detectives and everybody involved is claiming that they worked on this case. All the so-called expert witnesses, anybody having to do anything with this case, see if you can get a totality of how many hours was spent on the Buford Pusser reopened case in 2023 to 25. How many hours? It's not just an hour here. Let's put the totality, and let's put those hours. Let's put the money. What's the totality of money spent? No, I don't think it's going to equal what we gave to Ukraine. But for the state of Tennessee, I think anything at all. Helicopter rides from Memphis, Nashville, or wherever it was to Louisville, Kentucky to get a paper signed. An airplane to charter somebody to go to Louisville, Kentucky, 2 hours up the road to get a paper signed, and we couldn't drive. We felt important case we're working on here. We got to charter the jet. My opinion, I feel you. Go ahead.
But the whole focus for us, number one, is the truth, and that Pauline's life mattered. And it does matter.
Pauline's life mattered. Buford Pusser's life matters. Buford Pusser's reputation matters. The truth. It's all about the truth. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. I would have to disagree with you there that you're after the truth. The lady that contacted you wanting you to look at somebody about the gun and look at this and that, you had no interest in talking to her because she was what you all would call pro-pusser. We don't want to talk to nobody pro-pusser, but you give us somebody faux-pusser or con-pusser, we'll fly an airplane to see them. We don't care. It's not right, guys. You can speak anything you want to in the history. And these people can tell you guys anything that they think you want to hear. The truth. Let's see. Let's talk about the truth here in a minute, okay? Let's get to go ahead and let it play, babe. Let's see if I can make our point.
Okay.
Family.
Right. And I mean, this is in the circle of trust here. You know, I've spent a lot of time with Griffin, flown back and forth to Louisville, and Griffin's still alive. And
flown. I didn't catch that before. Flown back and forth to Louisville. How many times? I thought it was just the once. We thought it was only once to get them to flown back and forth to Louisville. Guys, Louisville's what? 2 hours, 2.5 hours from Nashville, right up 65, straight up 65, straight back. Go ahead. It's coming up. I want you to hear this about truth.
him and Aileen are the only two that are still alive. And they want to know. They were surprised that she'd never had an autopsy.
See, can I ask you questions before we go on each other? Are y'all recording?
No, I'm just, no, you're good.
Okay.
Oh, my Lanta.
You wasn't in here earlier. I knew that was coming. I heard that earlier.
He just asked if she was being recorded.
Sheila will replay that about right here, probably.
See, can I ask you questions before we go on each other? Are y'all recording?
No, I'm just, no, you're good.
Okay.
And let you hear it again. Because this gentleman a while ago said what they want is the truth. This is your TBI head detective, Mike Peterson or
Parsons.
Mark Parsons or Mike Parsons. And he just a few seconds ago, guys, said what we want is the truth. We deal in the truth.
Wow.
She's played that by now again for you. If she hasn't, she will now. But she said, before we go any further, are you guys
recording?
And he said,
No. You're good. No. Yeah. 3
times. Reminds me of Peter. Peter denying Christ 3 times. No, I don't know him. No, I've never seen him before. No. Before the rooster crowed. This man just got through telling you guys he's all about truth. He just lied to this lady. Now it's not me. That's on tape. And that's him. Are you guys recording? No. No.
See, can I ask you questions before we go on each other? Are y'all recording?
No, I'm just, no, you're good.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
All right, guys. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.